Well, hello, and Happy New Year. Um, it is time for Project Recipe. And I found out just a little bit ago that there might have been a problem with the link that was posted in the event to the Project Recipe. So if you tried and it didn't work or it said forbidden or something, you can go back and try again if it worked. And what I'll do just go ahead and email it to everyone who RSVP'd for the event through my website. So excited to get back into a little bit of a routine here. Um, Tonight we will have an feed drawing. You must be present to win. So you must be in the feed when your name is drawn. And all you have to do is like and comment. Just comment and get, hey, Happy New Year, how are you? Whatever. Um, Anything you can tag a friend, but just make sure to and like the live and then comment anything, and that will be toward the end. So a little some upcoming events. We've got Tool Time with Tara. That's coming up next Tuesday, um, featuring two of the newest tools for Creative Memories. I'll be making a border from the blog um, next Tuesday night, so you'll want to be there for that. And then Techie Tuesday, we'll be organizing your photos with historian. I am going to try something new this year. I'm going to do the Techie Tuesday live because the feedback I've gotten is that a lot of people use them like all the time as resources, and they're really easier to access on my YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do is instead of doing it live, I'm going to do it how I was doing it way back in the beginning. And that way I can edit and kind of add highlights to the video. So that should be a little easier to see as far as the tutorial goes. And um, so I will post the link on Techie Tuesday. So it won't be live on that third Tuesday of the month when I have Techie Tuesday, but I will post the link to the video on my YouTube channel. And so that people have that. It sounds really choppy. Well, I don't know. It might be your internet. I'm plugged in to the DSL, so hopefully, hopefully not everyone's experiencing that. Um, all right, so that is what's going on Tuesday. Um, okay, so good faith. So uh, I have been a Creative Memories advisor since before they were called advisors, back when they were called consultants, since July 2000. And so I'm just throwing this out there for everyone. It's a new year. If you're looking for a side hustle for 2023, or you just want more information because you're not sure, uh, maybe you moved to a new area or a new area where there aren't any creative memories advisors, I will coffee with you in person or over Zoom, my treat. And everyone who meets with me in January can purchase the Woven Scallop Border Maker cartridge for just $9.75. Now that is not available for purchase on the regular site. It's an advisor exclusive. So, so if you're interested in that, we can set up a time. And if you don't live near, I can send you a Starbucks gift card. And if you are close, then we can go somewhere local for coffee and or ice cream, maybe Cherry Hill, beachside. So so I will be making appointments one on one instead of a group, so that if you've got some questions or you want to get personal, or you don't have to feel funny about whatever questions you want to ask me about what it is that I do, I'd be happy to do that. So coming up on my 23rd year with Creative Memories, and it's been great. So Jumpstart January, Friday, January 20th and 21st, and Jack here and she's out of town. She is signed up for the Zoom. So she needs at least one person to Zoom with her on Saturday, the 21st, because she's attending all of Texas, supporting our local veterans, St. Jacqueline. So you can still sign up on the website, areascrapbooking.com. Just go to the calendar and um, and go ahead and sign up. I just looked before how many people were registered, and now I forget what it is, but I wouldn't say about 30 or more. So, Frozen, hmm, I usually get some sort of an indicator if it's my Wi-Fi. A little thing comes up and says, "Oh, your Wi-Fi is unstable." But I'm not even on Wi-Fi. I'm hard dialed in. So if you, I don't know if Faith was going to go out and come back in, if it's better, but if it's not, you might want to try going out and coming back in. So Jumpstart January on the 24th. I don't know if Casey's on here, but my special guest for Let's Talk About It, Casey Brown, on January 24th. So we'll just chat with her about her scrappy life, and it's going to be a great time. They always are. All right, so January 26th, Thursday at 6:30 at my home in Port Orange is a beginner class. Now, who's a beginner? Could be somebody who's told you that they're interested in scrapbooking or just want to know more. Could be somebody that has purchased all the stuff but never really got started and they still are struggling with how to get started. So this would be for them. So what it is kind of like an old school page class. We're going to do a page, we're going to play with tools, and you don't have to have photos. And that's 6 on January 26th. That is not on my website yet. You do have to RSVP, and I do encourage you to bring a friend. So if it's for you, if you feel like you need help getting started and you're seeing this and you want to come, bring a friend for moral support. If you are a seasoned scrapbooker, but you've got that one person that's told you that they're interested in, grab them and tell them that you'll go with them. So free for both you and a friend. You will make a page and go home with it that night. It is just in person, because it would be cost prohibitive to mail it around. All right, now we are going to have a wild and groovy time at St. Simon's Island, Georgia, in March. This will be my 60th retreat. We have 49 registered. I just updated the registrations today. So I kind of, at first I was saying, oh, I want to have 50. Then I was thinking, oh, it'd be fun if there were 60 there for my 60th retreat. But I think 50 would be great. However, the chances that one more person wants to go and not two more with a friend might be, I don't know. Usually people don't go solo. Usually they're dragging along one of their scrappy friends with them. So we are 49. So that's very exciting. Exciting. All right, and in case you missed it at the beginning, there is an end of the drawing tonight, and you do go to present to win. It's for $10 in steel credits or forever gift certificate um, or HM publishing points. So how to get entered? You just like it or comment, tag a friend, because that would be like a comment. And so I appreciate you all sharing and liking and tagging and doing all the fun stuff. But now I think we've given ample time for everyone to find their way here. Now it's time to do the project recipe. And I'm really excited about this project recipe. I was going to do pictures that I took for my Christmas cards. And then I thought, what am I doing? I always do pictures from a retreat. So actually, I have a retreat to Mount Dora this weekend. It's been rescheduled. It was a rescheduled fall retreat thanks to Hurricane Ian. And so tonight I'm actually scrapbooking pictures from my very first retreat in Mount Dora, which I believe was May 2016. I don't have the dates right with me. I believe it's May 2016. So goodness, 2016, 23. So wow, I've been going there for 7 years. It doesn't seem like that long. It is a fan favorite. People love Mount Dora. So there'll be 35 of us in Mount Dora this weekend, and we're gonna have a great time. All right, so let's switch things around. Get me out of there, and look at this mess. Okay. What's really fun is I'm going to be playing with the new, you know what? I didn't even show you. So before I do the drawing at the end, we'll talk about the new stuff and the promos. But I'm really excited to use the newest Border Maker cartridge punch. What am I talking? It's not a cartridge. It's a decorative border punch. And then I'm going to use the new flower punch too. So you're going to get to see that in I can't talk, in action. All right. So for those of you that have not done a project recipe before, this recipe is available on my website. Just go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. That is going to bring you right to the calendar page. And then you'll see on tonight, and you'll click on RSVP, and then you'll click on read more, and then you'll see where it says click here to download project recipe. And that is it. So you'll get a sheet like this. It's 2 sheets actually. One is the cutting guide and one shows the finish. Now, if you've watched me before, then you know we are not going to do this exact. And I never do it exact. I don't think except for like Croptoberfest and National Scrapbook Day, I do those. But I do it this way to show you that you can use these project recipes with any paper and any tools, and they're really good tools to have in your scrapbooking arsenal, so to speak. All right, so the first thing I have to do is pick my paper. Now, Mount Dora, we always dress in white on Saturday night, so there's a lot of white. The buildings on the outside are this beautiful yellow. We always look so fancy in our white. See this beautiful yellow. And then, of course, we always take a group picture at sunset, and it's a lot of fun. And then we have these little mason jars with fairy lights in them, and they look like fireflies. So what I'm going to do, according to my cutting guide, first I have to pick my background pieces. And this is the new Tropic Time paper pack, and it's awesome for Florida stuff, and I was so excited to use it for this. Now, the cutting guide says 2 tone on tone and 1 designer. Now, I always look to see where they're going to be used. So I can see that I'm going to be using on this, the green, right? This is the green. I can see that I'm just using the one side. I don't use the reverse. So it looks like the white paper, which is kind of wood, is the green. And I don't think I use the reverse of any of them. So it'll say to you reverse on the cutting guide if it wants you to use the back side. And so that's kind of important as you're picking to know, like, oh shoot, am I going to cut? And then it's going to tell me to use, the back side. And then I'm not going to be prepared for that. And it's going to be some funky pattern that's going to mess up. Now I opened the tone on tone, and just looking really quick at the colors, I don't know if I want to use the yellow for the back. There's this
this peachy color. I usually do this before so that, you know what, I'm gonna use, you can barely see it, but it's a very faint stripe. So that's gonna be my background. That's what I was picking there. Now I need to pick 2 tone on tones. And if you haven't seen this before, welcome to the Hot Mess Express. All aboard. I've got pictures everywhere. Isn't this what your scrapbook area looks like? Okay. It does. I know. Just don't let me lose those. All right. So I need 1 tone on tone. No, 2 tone on tone and a designer paper. Let's see. I might be able to work it out just from here. All right. So that's going to be my background. I think because of the yellow, I'm going to need to pull in some yellow. It's pretty bright. Green. Let me see which green I like. I think probably this. One's teal and one's, yeah. Well, I wish their pattern wasn't exactly the same. But I definitely like this green better. Let's go with this blue. All right, so I like it. We've got a blue, we've got a yellow, we've got a green, all from the tropic time. Now, I didn't use any of the big flowers, but I'm going to use the new punch, and I'm very excited about that. Now, let's just quickly see all the other pieces here, and we're going to play with them. Actually, I won't show you those now, because when I go to do my page, we're going to use some of these embellishments, stickers. Probably not going to use the ABC letters on this page. You do know they exist. So those of you ABC fans, I don't know if you can tell, there is a pattern, and then the variety matte pack, and this is the designer paper pack, which I decided not to use, although I love that print. All right, so I'm going to set this aside for now. Okay, so the first decision I'm going to make is what paper is which. Now, punch the border, which on the sample is the cardinal punch, I want to use the new one. And so I feel like that makes the most sense to be the green paper. So that's going to be the green paper. Then I'm going to have to look at how I orient it to cut. So piece number 1 is going to be green. And then I think I'll go with the yellow as this one, and then the blue. All right. So I'm going to cut them in order as I usually do. Now, the instructions are always good to read through when you're doing your project recipe. So this one, because it's talking about making this, so it says use 2 sheets of black cardstock. What I've focused in on are what punches I need, and in this case, we're going to use the custom cutting system to make this round. So it tells me right here for piece M, we're going to use the outside of the medium custom cutting circle pattern with the red blade. So I made sure to grab that, and then I think that's it. So it's time for us to cut. All right, I'm going to start with the green because that's the border punch. This is fresh out of the box. Okay. I love this punch, and I have yet to use it. I am going to take a little scrap piece of paper and just punch it once, because sometimes there's oil, and I can see that there is. Sometimes there's oil on the punch when it's brand new, and I can see it on the paper there. So it is good to just kind of take a couple punches when it's brand new, so that the oil doesn't get on your paper. Okay, so A and B, we're going to punch with the border first. So I can just go ahead and do that. Now, if you're not familiar with a border punch, how you use this is you're going to start with the paper in between these two lines. Now, in theory, it's good to, can you see the lines? They're very, okay, right there, you can see them. You want to either go all the way to here or all the way to there, but you can start right in the middle if you're, you don't have to be like exact. And I do see with this punch, they now started printing it on the inside on the bottom, which, they're always taking feedback and making improvements. I love that about Creative Memories. So you make your first punch, and then you're going to slide it out until the picture matches up over here. I'm going to turn this so you can see it. So you're just going to put these leaves right over this blue pattern that's on these little wings, is what I call them. And you just want to make sure that the paper is pressed against the back, and then you're just sliding on through. But that's, I mean, it's super easy. You're just, covering over the design and sliding through. And then you've got your punch. And isn't it pretty? I love it. And that's it if I wanted the yellow side. Okay, the other thing that's awesome is back in the day, it used to leave you with this nice edge. And so now we have this nice edge. So we can just start. You used to have to grab a trimmer and then, square up that edge. And now you can just keep on trucking. It'd be good if I was over here so you can see how I'm lining that up over. Okay, so now we've got two of those. First two cuts are done. So that's these two cuts here. It says punch border, punch border. The next two cuts you can see C and D are very tiny and they say 1/4 by 12 inches. So we're just going to cut a 1/4 inch off here. So now I'm done with this. Even though I love it, I can put it to the side. Isn't it, Stacey? Now, when it's something small like this, I like to cut this way instead of this way. So my cutting edge, if you're ever unsure, you can close this, and it's hard to tell, but there's this little arrow that points to which line you're cutting on. So right now I'm cutting on the number 4 line. And so 1/4 inch is right to the edge of this little gray, the gray cutting mat that fits in here. And that can be flipped over and used 4 different times. So if your cuts start getting a little raggedy, then chances are you just need to flip this. And when you're done flipping it, see, like I've used these two, so I'm on my last little track. Then I'll just put another one, and they're $7.50. All right, so I'm done with those 2/4. My next cuts are 4.5 by 4 3/4. Okay, well, the first number is the width, because I could see where this might get people into trouble. You might think, oh, well, wait, which one is it? So it's 4.5 by 3 1/4, right? Because if there were 4 inches each instead of 3 1/4, it would go all the way to the end. But the first, and if you ever want to check, like these are 1/4 by 1/2 inch. So it was 1/4 wide by 1/2 inch long. So this is 4.5 wide by 3 3/4 inches high. So since all 3 of those are 4.5 inch wide, we're just going to slide this out to the 4.5 inch, and we're going to just cut. Now, these are all the same. They're 4.5 by 3 3/4. So now you can either go to the top or the bottom. And so 3 3/4, here's 3 1/2, 3 3/4 is right here. So 1, 3 3/4, 2, 3 3/4, 3. Okay, so now those 3 are done. Let's get the garbage. All right, now these ones, so all these little white areas are going to be the areas that we don't use. So this is a 1/2 inch by 8 3/4. There's 2 of those, H and I, and then 3/4 by 6 1/2. So the first 2 are 1/2 inch. So it's a small cut. So I'm going to go this way to the 1/2 inch line right here. So 1/2 and 1/2. And then the last cut is 3/4. And so that's going to be out to one dark line before the one, which is right there. Hi, Kim. All right. So for these 2 1/2 inch ones, they were 8 3/4. Now you could do the math and subtract it from 12 and just not flip this little guide out. Or you can just not do the math. I won't confuse everyone with the math. And so we're going to go to 8 3/4. So 8 3/4 is right here somewhere. Now I'm cutting both of these together, but you can cut them singly if you're afraid that they're not going to be even. Okay. So those are the 1/2 inch by 8 3/4. And then I need the 3/4 inch. What do I do with it? Where's the 3/4? It's underneath my trimmer. The 3/4 inch is 6 1/2. So still need to have this flipped out. And we're going to go to 6 1/2. And one of the questions I get is, do you go to the line? You know, what do you do? You cover the line is what I have figured out. Okay, so the green is now done. And this is scrap. So you can save that for your scrap bin. Now the next one, super simple. I already predetermined with you all that was going to be this yellow one. I'm going to flip it. Oh, it's the same green. All right. So this is 10 1/2 by 6 1/2. So I'm going to cut the 6 1/2 first, right? It's 10 1/2 wide by 6 1/2. So I'm going to do the 6 1/2. I'm going to cut that block off. All right. And then 10 1/2. 10 1/2. Now, if you look at my cutting guide, we're actually going to use both of these pieces. Piece L is 1 1/2 by 6 1/2. So I need both of these pieces. They go over there. And now it's time to pull out the custom cutting system. All right, so the custom cutting system, if that is not one of your tools, you'll want to put it on your wish list. Now, our directions say to use the middle circle template. So this tool, when you order the patterns, when you order the circle patterns, you get 3 circle patterns. Now, you purchase the blades separately. There's red, blue, and green, and the green cuts in between, so it gives you 3 different size circles on the outside and on the inside. So you can imagine this inside is going to be small, but you get tons. So that's 3, 6, that's 18 different circles with these templates. And these templates I got when I first started with Creative Memories, probably before I was even a consultant / advisor. So these are 22 years old. And the only reason I have these is because, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, Creative Memories changed the way these blades work, and they now swivel so you don't have to like contort yourself to go around. But I still have my original ones, blades that are 22 years old as well. All right, so back to the cutting. That was my little sidebar on that. Okay, so M over here, it says for piece M, use the outside of the medium custom cutting system circle pattern with the red blade. So medium, red blade. And so I'm just going to leave it there. The only trick is you got to make sure that both of those little prongs are in the groove, and then round she goes. But you can see how this spins now, so that it just goes around. And if it's in the track, then it's like butter. Yeah, see, Jacqueline there. Yep, Carla, everybody still has theirs. So if you don't have these, they are a very good investment. Okay, so that's M, and now the yellow is done. There's just 3 pieces of the yellow. Now, it says to cut it at about 2/3 of the way across. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So, like here. So they're not down the center. It's kind of off center. All right, and then we have one more sheet of paper to cut, and then it's time to put it all together. So these 4 are easy. They're 3/4 by 12. Easy. And now I'm just going to see, I don't think I usually like going across a pattern like this. So I'm going to cut with the pattern. It doesn't matter on either side. All right, so I'm going to go to the short side here. Whoop, can you see? So here's the 1 inch. It's the darker line. So one little tick before that is the 3/4. So 4 of those. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what is our next cut here? 5 by 10 1/4, and we're going to use that same little piece. So 5 inches, I don't need to flip out my little who's a dingy. This is now waist. This is the 5-inch piece, and now 10 1/4. Now you could go 1 3/4, right? Because that's what that one is there, and we're using the whole piece. So you could just cut it off at 1 3/4, which would be here, or you can flip out and go to 10 1/4. So 1 3/4 is almost out to the edge, and then of course 10 1/4. But it all adds up to 12. So it's however you want to look at it. I like to not swing this baby out because I'm lazy. All right. So that's it. All my pieces are cut. And now it's just time to assemble. I printed way more pictures than I needed to. So that is going to be a little bit of a challenge. And I usually like to take those out before I get on live, but that did not happen today. I think many of you know that my dad has been here for 2 weeks. So, and he has had some health challenges since his stroke in 2021. So, those of you that, care for a loved one or have done that, know that your day sometimes does not go as you planned. All right, so I'm talking and not about the project recipe, which is frustrating to you, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm starting here on this page, and I've got N and C. If you forget what's what, C is our little quarter, and N is one of these 3/4. So these just bloop, go like that. Then Here we've got J, K, and S. Now J is that cute little 3/4 inch piece right here. So that's J. And it might throw you off because like this is peach colored and this is green, but that's not how it is. So you just have to keep that straight in your head. So J, K, and S. Now K is this yellow piece. So that's going like that. Looking good so far. And then S is that little piece of blue, that 1 3/4 piece. So that is going to go like this. It's not quite centered, so you can play with that when you stick it down. Then down here, we have A and O. So A is our border. So that's going to go down there. And O is down here. So as you're cutting, you just kind of, as I like to say, trust the process. And then you can kind of play around with, do you want it like half on or do you want these totally? Because I think that looks good. And that's it. Now there are light lines that tell you what dimensions the photos are. So they say 3 3/4 by 5.5, but we're going to come back to that. Oh, don't forget the M. That's going to go down here. But I'm going to wait to do those photos because like I said, I printed way too many. I'm going to see what I can do. So here's the thing. A lot of times I feel like you're also in that situation that I'm describing, that you have way more pictures than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that you want to put on a 2-page spread. And this is where I love to use the circle cutter too. And if you've watched these before, then you know that I do that. So there's certain areas like this area right here would be a great spot for a circle. You got a circle here, a circle there. If you put one up here, you could also put one down here as balance. So you can definitely, that's another, I'll plug the circle cutter. I didn't plan on being such a fan of the custom cutting system tonight, but I'm always a fan of the custom cutting system. It is a fabulous tool. All right. So I like it. Do you like the colors? And this is the Tropic Time paper. If you came in late, this is the new from the new collection. And this border punch is also from the new collection. Now I did place my order as promised today. I did spring for the 2-day shipping, and I'm trying to convince someone in my family to drive it over to Mount Dora because yesterday was a holiday. Normally, if I order 2-day on a Monday when stuff releases, I'll get it Wednesday. So I'll probably get it Thursday, but I am already going to be headed to Mount Dora. And in the past, I've had scrappy friends like Carla be the Sherpa and Stacy and Tracy brought for me. So that's an option too. Thank you, Carla. You're awesome. I will text you and let you know. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to, because April goes back to New York on Monday. I'm trying to see if I can get her to come out to Mount Dora just so I can hang out with her for a little before she goes back. But if that is not in her plans, oh, look at you guys are so awesome. If that is not in April's plan to come out to Mount Dora, I have to lure her with. Excuse I'm probably sounding very loud because I'm my talking. I lost my circle. It drifted down to the ground. I mean, it's bright yellow. How hard could it be to find? Where could it have gone? Is it stuck to me? All right, what's the other side look like? Green. Now I gotta get out the flashlight. Hold, please. While I look for my, oh gosh. Went all the way under to my UPS power station. The paper does take flight sometimes. Okay, but thank you, Stacey Carla. I will let you know. All right, so now that the paper has been located, I don't know, kind of, I'm so in love with these flowers. I'm not sure I want to cover them up. Flowers. Oh, telling you. How do you feel about that? I went off script just a tad, but I'm just so in love with this punch. I didn't want to cover it up. All right, so that page is done. Next page is kind of, it's not fully rinse and repeat. Sorry about my chair. Crawling under the desk. Oh, my phone's just out there. Crawling under the desk. Got me off. Flummoxed. If we hopped on here a little late, you might have missed my announcement about 2 special events going on in January. One of them is that I'm setting up appointments to chat about the advisor opportunity with Creative Memories. I have been an advisor since July 2000, and I hope that that everyone thinks that I like what I do. I mean, as far as jobs go, I feel like I have a pretty good gig. So, but I'm just meeting with people to talk about that opportunity to see if that's something that anyone would like. So they're one-on-one appointments with coffee, can be over Zoom, and I can just message you a Starbucks gift card, or we can meet somewhere in town. So that's in June, and if you just meet with me, you can purchase an exclusive Bordermaker punch, not crunch. It's an advisor exclusive punch, and you can get it for just $9.75 just by meeting with me. So that's half price. So if any of you are interested, I would love to do that with you. And then the other thing is a beginner scrapbooking class that you and friends can attend for free. So whether you feel like you need some help, you can drag a friend with you, or if you just have that person that's always telling you, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I knew how to scrapbook. Then you can drag them. All right, so time to stop talking, pay attention. We've got L and H. L is this piece up here, so that is this piece. I was correct. And H is this piece right here. Oh no. H are these cute little cheater pieces. Now I call them cheater pieces because they look like they go behind the whole thing, but it's actually a paper saver. So that's H and I, and that's these 2 little pieces here. All right, so this gives us a clue that this is actually going to come all the way to the edge, and this is overlapping because these butt right up onto there, and they're flush with the end down here as per our cutting guide. All right, so at this point, I need to put these up next to each other so that this piece is the same, is the right place. Well, so both of these actually are in the right place. So actually I need to move this one up a little bit, just a smidge. Now the picture doesn't show it centered, but you could definitely do it centered. So this piece is going to go down first, and I'm going to match that up with the left side. What's happening? That punches in the way. Then I can put this yellow piece. It is a little confusing that I use two of the same paper, just a different side. I could see where that could get confusing to myself. I'm surprised I haven't gotten confused. I'm managing to keep it all straight. All right. So that piece goes there. So you see what I mean by a little cheater piece, because it looks like it goes behind the whole thing, but it's not. It doesn't. And just want to tuck that under there to continue that illusion. All right. And then this piece goes up here to the top. Now, that's a little tight. It's going to overlap it. Just a smidge. Probably could have moved the whole thing down. Why isn't this? Did I go off this down here? All right, and then these photo mats go on here. Just kidding. They start over here. I was like, it's moving. It's off the page. Now there's little triangles in this pattern, so I'm gonna go like this, so that two of the arrows point up and the middle one points down, and like that. All right, so let me slide this over so you can kind of see the whole layout before the photos are put on. I do need to stick down those greens. Okay, perfect. Let me stick these down. Yes, I love this layout too. Thank you for saying. A lot of times when you're going through this process, and again, those of you and many of you have been on here with me month to month, so you know that you do sometimes just have to trust the process with these, because as you're going along, it can feel like, I don't know. Okay, so now it's time for photos. And like I said, I use, for my project recipes, I scrapbook pictures from retreats. Now, I have pictures of us actually scrapbooking at this retreat. And I do have this pretty sunset photo, but I'm going to come back to that one because I have all these fun pictures of everyone. And I have these. So I've got here's a picture of the Lakeside Inn. One of the oldest, is it the oldest? The oldest inn? Aw, sisters. Carla. Look at all these fun faces. So I think instead of, and there's the daughter who's now trying to talk into coming over. Okay. Okay, so everybody's in here. It's like Sophie's choice, right? Well, Linda's eyes are a little closed. Linda just had a birthday. Oh, look at sweet Bev and Cindy. Miss these girls. But I can definitely do the whole circle thing I was talking about. Okay. So who can I circle? I could definitely circle Stacy and Tracy. They are ripe for circling. Kind of want to get in the jar. I might circle just because the colors of these ones are very similar. Look at those 4. Now I do have to trim some off the side. All right, I can circle Lucille if I need to. All right, let me start with these 3 over here because the colors are very. I agree. Project recipes can be overwhelming, but it is fun to just see it through. Sometimes you can regret a color choice of paper too. But that's what I love about. I'm trying not to lose too much of Gail and Kim here. All right, let me go back to my cutting guide and see how high it's supposed to be. 4 1/4. So let's get rid of this guy and see where we're at. Oh boy, Gail's gonna get a haircut. A little bit more off the bottom. So instead of just, cutting to size, I'm going back and forth to see. I need to cut a little bit more. And this one's going to 3 1/2. Cute. I know, aren't they, Kim? I can't. I mean, this tropic time is perfect for these pictures, for sure. What's really funny is for this retreat, those of you that go year after year, and actually, most of these in here, like they'll be there this weekend. Gail will be there. Kim, we wish you were going to be there. Everyone has to dig a white something out of the closet, and you would not believe the amount of complaining. But I talk about trust the process. I say to everyone, I promise we all look good once we're all in white and we're just here in this historic setting. Oh, Jen, I just read your comment that was the first time you participated in a picture. Well, I'm so glad that you got in that. Now I feel like I have to make sure that gets in. All right, so I'm going to circle that. Where did you go? There. I could oval this. I think I could oval, you guys. That's going to require a hop up to get my ovals. All right, let's get Tracy and Stacy out here. So I went on the inside for that one. We can get them there. And let me just grab my oval really quick. Now the ovals. The oval set, the circles come with 3 sizes. The ovals come with 4 sizes. And so you have 24 different size ovals to choose from with your blade. So actually this one, now the second biggest with the red blade will pretty much get most of a 4x6. And maybe I'll do that just so I can get a smidge of the water in Lake Dora in there. It just has to be centered on the photo, and it's a close shave, but you do get, so you're just left with that. So it's a really good size. And we can hide, so we'll put Tracy and Stacy somewhere else, and we'll kind of tuck them under the leaves there, and that will be good. So I don't normally go this off-roady with the photos. I try to, for the most part, stay with what the recipe is called for. But so this one's 5.5 by 3.5. So these are going to go skinny, and that's going to be okay. And a little bit off the end. Now I'm not going to be able to take any off the end of this unless I cut myself in half, which could work. I'm just going to take off this white part of the sky. I really could lose some of this grass area. Even though this picture is just gorgeous, the colors really go better with these. Now I went off a little extra on the bottom, so I don't have to take much off this one. So now this, they've got like that. But we're just going to deal with what we think looks good. Let's see. Those. Christy and Jessica. Okay. All right. So those of you that are watching that you're going to Mount Dora this weekend, does this get you excited? Is that it, Katie? That is true. At the end of the day, you got to be happy with your pages. And there is something to be said of that too. Like if you are headed down a road with a project recipe that you think this is not going to work, you can pivot for sure. There are no rules. All right, get Tracy and Stacy on here. Move them over a little bit. All right. So I didn't get any of us on there cropping, and the picture of me in April did not make it. Lucille, I can probably still find a way to add on there. I'll play with that after I add on some embellishments, but let's throw some embellishments on here real quick. And then, uh-oh, it's supposed to be colder. What? I thought it's supposed to be 80 or warm. It can't be as cold as it was at Christmas. What did I do? Oh, here they are. Now, these embellishments are super fun. Just look at them. They're surfboards and palm trees, but for Mount Dora, just these bigger versions of the leaves. It's a scrappy paradise. Or we could just use tropic time. What else do we have in here? Here comes the sun. Actually, these are sunset. It's a good day to have a good day. That's fun. What else is in here? Sun and fun. We're staying. Oh, I kind of like that. Right? We never want to leave. Okay. Oh, every time I find a new one. Okay, how about that one? Love it right now. And I'll use another one of those. Look at these fun leaves. Oh, I'm such a sucker for leaves. If you've watched me for very long, then you know if there's a leaf punch. I like the pineapple because that's like one of those historic, symbols of hospitality, and you see it a lot in some like decor from historic. Is that a thing? Historic decor. Am I just making things up right now? But I don't think I can fit it. But I do love, love, love this new collection. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything exciting. I mean, the sun is fun. It's a little whimsical. I don't know. You also know, if you've been watching me for a while, that I'm a fan of flipping things over. If I don't like the color that it is, then I'll just flip it over and try it the other way. But I just don't see how I can fit in that pineapple. I think I'm going to put this white over here and move the pink over here and call it a day. Aren't leaves fun, Kim? I'm glad I'm not the only one. If there's ever a leaf punch or border maker cartridge, I'm all over it. When I saw this, oof, loved it. All right. I think we are. I think that'll do it. What a fun page, except for that this is crooked. Yes, this is true, Nancy. And these are great embellishments. I think I'm gonna switch that to there. Oh, let me get another one. Now I kind of like that one up there. All right. So that's a wrap. Another retreat scrapbooked for the books. And now I am just very excited for Mount Dora this weekend. So that is it. Where is that? So that is the seasonal sightings project recipe, and you can find that by going to Daytona Area Scrapbooking.com.
.com and um, and downloading it. If you can't find the download link, you can just RSVP for it. Maybe you can't because it's only if you contact me and I will help you. Again, which I'm going to show you quick right now before we do our drawings, is on the Creators website under the What's New, you will find all of the tropic time as soon as it populates. Okay. And this is new. So they used to throw in something free. Creative Memories now offering 10% off on the bundle, the whole tropic time bundle. So instead of $111, you get it for $99.50, and that's through January 13th. Okay, so you can get all the pieces individually, and there's the punch that I use. I didn't show the flower. I'll show that on Tech Tuesday. I mean, tool time. And then this card kit is amazing. It has laser cut then these totally tonal buffets, they're like the exact same stickers, just printed in purple, blue, and green. So whatever your like, I don't know, if you use one or more of these colors a lot, um, then you're gonna love this. So the totally tonal paper pack, those used to be just $5. They only 6 pieces of paper. So now they're coming in a 12 pack, and they're the normal $10 packs like our other paper packs. But whenever you come to the Creative Memories website, up at the top there'll be any promos that are going on, and if you click any of them, um, and I'm just going to share this tab instead, and I remember to do that. It's going to detail all of the promos that are going on right now. So you can find that at the top of the Creative Memories website. It'll tell you, so it says the bundle. So you're getting 10% off the bundle. That goes through the 13th at noon Central Time. The Totally Tonal Buffet goes through noon Central Time. And then there's limited edition albums. Those go through 24th. Then you can scroll down the page, it'll detail those for you. So if you buy it all, the one who buy it all bundle, um, you get these papers free. So and they coordinate. You'll get the cardstock that coordinates with them. And there's a little video. Then you can keep scrolling down. Now, if you need to stock up on albums, if you buy 4 or more albums, you can choose one of these albums for free. Isn't that pretty? And then there's 11 limited edition album covers. So it shows what they look like when they were foiled, and then but you can get them printed out. So there's so that's that. So those are all the fun promos going on now. All right. So now let's see who our lucky winner is. And we are going to draw that right now. I should have just jumped over to that tab. Okay. So we've got 14 entries. Let's see who the lucky winner of $10 off their next order is. And the winner is Carla. Allowed to use it for what? There's one. Is Carla still on? Yay! No, you can't buy any tape refill, Carla. I'm sorry. Carla's on tape refill probation. You should see the stockpile she has, but you can buy anything else you want. So, congratulations, Carla. I would you like me to just bring you a certificate to the crop, or I can give you CM credits to your CM account. I will hold. Doing anything until I see you this weekend. I have a feeling I want to use it this weekend. So that is all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed that project recipe. I hope if you haven't tried them before and if you have a chance to do it along with me, then you will print it out and try it. And if you're going to be scrapbooking this weekend, maybe this weekend is a fun time for you to try a project recipe. Well, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight on a Tuesday night, and I look forward to seeing you if I don't see an outdoor this weekend at my retreat. I will see you on Tuesday, full time with Tara at 7 p.m. Thanks so much, everyone, for being on, and until I see you again, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye bye.